Hello there, good to be with you. Welcome to another edition of the Holiday and Cruise Clinic, the only programme on TV that's purely dedicated to answering your holiday, cruise and travel related questions. Now, if you have a question or a query or maybe even a little dilemma, here's how to get in touch. You can contact us with Facebook or Twitter, search Holiday and Cruise Channel, or on the website www.holidayandcruisechannel.co.uk, or by post, Holiday and Cruise Channel, Cavendish House, Brighton Road, Liverpool, L22 5NG. Now, before I introduce my guest for today's programme, let me tell you that I am sold on everything in this programme today. Have you been toying with the idea of taking a cruise holiday, but maybe you're a bit worried about how much you'll spend on board? Or maybe you're a seasoned cruiser who's perhaps looking for a next step up. Well, let me ask you this. Have you ever considered taking an all-inclusive luxury cruise? Now, when I say all-inclusive, I don't just mean your drinks, and when I say drinks, I'm talking about some of the finest wines and beers and spirits available. I'm talking all-inclusive in terms of unlimited shore excursions as well. Yep, they are included. Now, if you couple it with really beautiful, spacious suites, exquisite cuisine, extensive enrichment options, which are really, really great, and also fabulous 6-star, not 4 or 5-star, 6-star service, I can now welcome you to the world of luxury, all-inclusive cruising. And one cruise line that says it offers all this and more is Regent Seven Seas. And here to tell us more about it is Lisa Donovan from Regent Seven Seas. It's great to have you with us today, Lisa.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Well, I think I'm already peaked. I've already peaked. It sounds so fantastic. Now, knowing what you offer to a degree, can I ask, at the risk of sounding like I'm playing devil's advocate here, could it be maybe just a little bit too formal for a lot of people?
Do you know, Debbie, you're not the first person to ask that question, and it's a very relevant question. But what I always say in terms of Regent Seven Seas is, rather than a cruise line, we're a floating hotel.
Right.
So the atmosphere on board is of a hotel. Because bearing in mind, you're cruising with the hundreds and not the thousands.
Right.
The formalities, on a 7 to 10 night cruise, we don't have a formal night.
Right.
It's more relaxed, elegant attire, but relaxed on board with the open dining policies throughout in the dining rooms. So literally,
when you say open dining, sorry, I'm jumping in. What does that mean?
Well, people perceive cruising as, you know, everything is on a kind of first come, first serve basis, or set dining options.
Breakfast
whether it's
up to 10, lunch 12
6 o'clock
to 2,
or 8 o'clock dining.
Yeah.
With Regent, it's all open. So you can literally dine in any restaurant at any time.
Yes.
You can have your breakfast in a choice of restaurants. You can have in-suite dining. So it's kind of a more relaxed atmosphere on board as well.
Well, that sounds absolutely brilliant. So it's certainly not stuffy or formal.
No, absolutely not.
Right.
No, so relaxed.
Okay, now the other thing that caught my eye, which I think is such a huge plus, is the all-inclusive, including the excursions, because cruising is fabulous.
Yes.
But you can add, you know, maybe £1,000 onto a cruise sometimes if you're not careful, by going on the excursions, depending on where you choose to go. They can come in quite pricey.
Yeah.
So they are most definitely included.
They are. And the great thing is they are unlimited as well. And, you know, sadly, we can see there's some great offers in the marketplace, but it's all the hidden extras on board the premium cruise lines.
Yeah.
And with the all-inclusivity with Regent, you literally can walk on board with an empty purse or wallet.
Wow.
And we're not in a position that if we are in a destination or port like Alaska, the Baltics, people are going to find about the culture of these countries. Yes. We're not having to cherry pick because of the cost incurred on some of the cruise lines. With Regent, you can book your shore excursions 180 days prior to sailing. Right. So you have ample time to kind of really look at the various shore excursions that are included.
That's fantastic. That's absolutely brilliant. So you can treat it as a project. If you're going somewhere beautiful and, you know, maybe there's 2 of you going, and you can really decide and anticipate it, look forward to it.
Absolutely.
That's
Book them in
super.
advance.
Yeah.
And then when you get on board, like I say, you're not having to worry of that mid-cruise statement or end of cruise statement that you think, oh my God,
No.
maybe we took 1 or 2 shore excursions too many, because it's really not going to affect.
With me, it's the extra bottle of wine.
Me too,
That's
Debbie,
what
I have to say.
Yes.
Combined with the shore excursion.
Oh, combined with the shore excursions as well. Can I ask you, Lisa, what is the average age on board?
Well, with Regent, we say comfortably 55 plus.
Yeah.
So it is a more maturer cruiser.
Yeah.
And it's something you mentioned earlier. People that may have been cruising for a number of years, a number of times on different premium cruise lines, that are looking for that one step up, especially if you cruise balcony.
Yes.
Regent is definitely the next step for you.
Right.
So it's a more mature, experienced cruiser, and it's also part of their lifestyle on board. So it's that elegant form of cruising. And, you know, if you're a younger couple, personally, you know, I feel I'm still young, Debbie, but I really enjoy the concept on board, because, you know, if you appreciate fine dining, nice accommodation, then it's for you. If, however, you are looking for that entertainment of ice skating, rock climbing, Regent's not for you.
Right, that's fair enough. You
see, we do the burgers, Debbie, round the pool and the poolside grill. We can't neglect the burgers.
No.
But it is a slightly more mature cruiser, and what also can determine the age as well is the destination.
Right. So roughly how many destinations do you have?
Oh,
I mean,
over 300. We're worldwide.
Wow.
Even though we only have the 3 ships.
Yes.
The Seven Seas Mariner, Seven Seas Voyager, which are the all-suite, all-balcony ships.
Yes.
We also have the Seven Seas Navigator. Again, still all-suite accommodation, but 90% balcony, 10% ocean view. And literally, we kind of follow the sun. So with the Voyager, we have, at the beginning of the year, the World Voyages, which tends to bring on a slightly older clientele. So when you're doing your longer durations, your grand voyages, South America, yet your Caribbean and Mediterranean can bring a younger age group and more families as well.
It sounds absolutely wonderful. I can only see one problem with this, and that is once you've been on a cruise with you, there's no looking back, you're spoilt.
Yeah. The old saying is that, you know, when you step on board a plane and you turn right,
yes.
The day you turn left, you never want to turn right again, do you?
I love that. I love that.
That's with Regent. It's exactly the same concept. There is no going back.
No, I remember that feeling, because in my TV days, you know, which thank God is still carrying on until they pull the plug on me. I remember I did a lot of turning the right way, and when I had to start turning the other way, I used to go. The stewardess would be dragging me back. I'd get there.
I'm still waiting to turn left, although I have taken a Regent cruise, so I'm halfway there.
Oh, that sounds brilliant. Now, I'm sure there'll be loads of people watching that are really, really thinking, do you know what? I don't care what I have to do to get one of these cruises. We're going to go for it. But maybe they have children. Are there facilities for children?
We do have facilities, specifically within the school holidays, the school terms. We do have Club Mariner with the qualified nannies and school teachers, but you know, there is limitations to what they can do on board. However, we do have the amenities you would find on the bigger ships, as in paddle tennis, golf simulator, swimming pool, table tennis. And with Club Mariner, they really do entertain the children. I mean, my little girl is 9 in February, and she's been on a number of times, and she adores it. But then she does appreciate the fine dining. She does appreciate, you know, at 8 years of age, but she does enjoy that kind of atmosphere on board. So again, you know, depending on what your expectations are for your children. Again, if you want rock climbing and ice skating, we obviously don't have the facilities like that on board.
But if someone was wanting, you know, and they look after them themselves, and they've got a small child, you know, maybe someone's after having a baby, you know, and baby's 6 months.
There's babysitting facilities.
Oh, great.
Yeah,
so there's
absolutely.
Babysitting as well.
Mum and Dad can go and enjoy the restaurants and the beautiful bars and the shows that we have on board. So yes,
Lovely.
we do cater for that.
Oh, it sounds absolutely idyllic. It's absolutely super. Well, we're going to be carrying on talking about more luxury cruising in just a few minutes. But if we've already whetted your appetite at the idea of taking a cruise holiday, but maybe you've got lots of first-time questions, fear not, we have this. This is wonderful. These are going out in their thousands. It's our first-time guide to cruise holidays. If you'd like a copy, it answers all the questions that maybe you don't know the answers to. Call us on 0871 423 4444. Calls will cost you 10p a minute from a BT landline, and calls from other networks and mobiles, obviously they'll vary. But you can also request a copy through our website. Just go to www.holidayandcruisechannel.co.uk. Now, while you're doing that, Lisa and I are going to take a quick break, and we'll see you back here in just a few minutes. Hello there, welcome back to the Holiday and Cruise Clinic. Now today we're cruising in true 6-star elegance, and so much style with this company, absolutely wonderful. If you've got a question on luxury cruising or anything holiday or travel related, here's how to contact us. Now, Facebook and Twitter, search Holiday and Cruise Channel. On the website, www.holidayandcruisechannel.co.uk, or by good old post, Holiday and Cruise Channel, Cavendish House, Brighton Road, Liverpool, L22 5NG. Now, Lisa Donovan from Regent Seven Seas Cruises is still with me, and we've been having such a good little chat during that break. It just sounds wonderful. Now, butlers. There are butlers on board. Now,
They are.
Now, I quite fancy having a butler at my beck and call. What could I do with him and keep it clean? It's a family show.
Do you know, we're asked that so many times.
Yeah.
When you book penthouse and above, you have your personal butler, and there's so many things that they can do for you.
Yeah.
The unpacking, the packing. Some of us like that idea,
Yes.
others don't. But they can also organise in the evenings. You know, your drinks, pre-dinner drinks, or you know, before going out, have a nice gin and tonic waiting for you. Bring your canapes if you want a little soiree in your suite, because when you look at the actual suite sizes, Debbie, you have ample space. If you want a kind of little cocktail party in your suite, he will organise the canapes for you.
Fab.
Run a bath for you. You know, you come back from having a beautiful day out on the shore excursions and a lounge by the pool, and you come back and there you've got a bath with bubbles in, all waiting for you. But the most important things, and things we kind of forget, he's also there for the more important bits, organising shoreside reservations for you, any tours that you've decided, last minute tours you want to go on.
He'll see if he can sort them out
he
for
will
you.
do all the little extras for you.
I think if I had a butler, when it came time to disembark, they'd have to actually sedate me and carry me down the gangplank. I wouldn't want to leave. Do you accommodate 3 in a suite if maybe there's a mother and a father and a child, an older child? Is that possible?
We do have selective suites. When you look at our average size, which is 356 square foot with 50 square foot balcony, there is ample space, and we do have the facility to have a 3rd berth. But also with some of the larger accommodation, then you can have that 2nd bedroom as well. So there are the facilities to have
to
a
keep
family.
a family together.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's absolutely super. And you do depart from the UK as well for people that don't want to fly.
We do. We're very limited on our ex-UK.
Yes.
It does tend to be a British Isles cruise, so it does tend to attract a more American market. However, because we are finding in the cruise market more and more that people are trying to avoid the airports, and they're wanting to sail the ex-UK, whether it's Southampton, Hull, wherever. What Regent have done to overcome that problem is to eliminate any stress of that red-eye flight in the morning and then arriving in port and then joining the ship and you're kind of worn out. We have actually now included, as part of the inclusivity, as well as your flights and transfers, we now fly you out the day before.
Oh, brilliant.
We then collect you from the airport with our transfer and deliver you to your 5-star luxury hotel, where you will check in, and then you will have, an afternoon and an evening in your first port of call. Because as we know,
Yes.
sailing from the UK is great, but your first 3 days are not the best
No.
days to be spent either at sea or in the ports.
Yeah.
So it's Regent's aim to get you out to those important, beautiful destinations.
Yes.
So you have your pre-night hotel. The following day, again, we do collect you by transfer, take you to the ship where you'll be greeted with the white-gloved waiters and a glass of ice-cold champagne. You will check in on board ship, not in a cruise terminal with a coffee and a custard cream. You will check in on board unless it is Miami or the Southampton where we have to use a cruise terminal.
Course, yeah.
And then, again, you check in on board and then you're kind of taken to you or shown to your suite where, again, there's a bottle of champagne, chilled, waiting on ice. So hopefully the pre-day stress of the airport and the flight is well forgotten. You are literally starting a whole new day, fully refreshed after your 5-star luxury hotel. All part of the inclusivity.
Right. You have, all part of the inclusivity. Right. You have just described something there that sounds so utterly wonderful. Yeah. But it goes with my next question. I've actually seen the ships, you know, from a distance, nose pressed up against the window pane. And with the service that you've just offered, told me is on offer there, is it affordable by anyone other than a millionaire?
Yes.
It looks awfully expensive.
Yes. And yes, it is perceived as being expensive. What I would say, it's value for money. And sometimes the problem that we have within the cruising market, and especially if you're a balcony cruiser, we tend to look at what the cost of the cruise is to get on, not what it cost us to get off. And all I'm asking, Debbie, is when you are looking for your next cruise, have a look at what your budget is and then ask yourself the question, does that include my spends?
Absolutely.
And then please take into consideration what your onboard spends would be, what an average bar bill would be.
Yes.
And I want to highlight there the inclusivity with the drinks. And you did mention earlier, thank you very much, it is fine wines, it is branded liquors, and it is champagnes and beers. But it isn't just about the alcohol on board. What we tend to forget is how much of those speciality coffees. If you go on tour and you take a bottle of water, is it free? No. So it's all those little extras.
And
the
they
non-alcoholic
really add up.
They certainly
do. Non-alcoholic
absolutely
is very often you're paying as much for a sparkling mineral water
as you are a glass of wine.
Yes.
So I want that taken into consideration.
And service charges.
Service charges. Your gratuities, which we don't charge, your shore excursions, and when you look at what the overall bill is at the end of the voyage on a premium cruise line in a balcony, is no more less, or Regent is no more money than what it would be to get off the premium. But the difference is you will be cruising in a suite with the hundreds, not the thousands, and that's a very important point.
That's a big deal, that, because sometimes a very, very big cruise ship, it can, lovely as the staff are, because, you know, they're charming.
They're amazing.
But you can come out of your cabin, and especially if you're below the porthole, you think, do I turn left or right? Where's the front? Where's the back? What am I doing? And this sounds so much more personal. One of the things I wanted to ask you, with everything being included, you do have onboard credit. What do you spend it on? What is it to spend it on? Yeah.
Boutique and spa.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Right.
That's a kind of a personal thing. Whereas on other cruise lines, majority of people use their onboard credit to pay for their shore excursions or to pay for their bar bill. Because that's all taken care of pre-cruise with Regent in effect. You walk on board, and if you have advantage of any of our offers that have up to $900 onboard credit, then you go in the boutique and you treat yourself to a nice Gucci handbag or a few spa treatments in the Canyon Ranch spa.
Oh,
so
gosh,
it's wonderful.
They'd have to carry you off in a bucket. You'd be so relaxed, wouldn't you? It'd be amazing. Now, I'm sure that we've got some viewers that are watching that maybe have some form of a disability. Are the suites available that will cater for these?
Yes, we do have selected suites that are catered for the disabled. But what I love, I mean, I my mother, for the last few years, was in a wheelchair, and she cruised a number of times with Regent. And what was really nice was that space factor again, because when you look at, say, our two slightly larger ships, the Voyager and the Mariner, they could accommodate up to 2,000 guests if they were on a different suite configuration, because they're all suite or balcony. But we carry a maximum of 700, so your space throughout the ship, your corridors are much wider. You have no lines, no queues for any of the restaurants, the bars. So, you know, it's so much easier if you are in a wheelchair or you have difficulties walking and need to stop. There's ample space that they can relax, just sit down and enjoy a little quiet moment and then carry on their little journey. And again, with the shore excursions, so much more intimate. And we do classify each kind of shore excursion to say whether it's...
who it's suitable for.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I have to tell you, Lisa, I think that it sounds as if it just could not in any way get any better than what Regent is offering. It sounds stunning.
Yes.
So thank you very much indeed
my
for
pleasure.
putting it over so beautifully. And just a quick reminder as well about our handy first-time guide to cruise holidays, because I can sense you reaching for phones, you know. It's marvellous. If you've got questions about cruising, this just gives you general cruise questions about all sorts of things, vaccinations, passports, all that sort of thing. Just call us 0871 423 4444. It'll cost you 10p a minute from a BT landline. Calls from other networks and mobiles, they may vary, but get it through the internet. It's far quicker and totally free. www.holidayandcruisechannel.co.uk. Well, unfortunately, that's all we have time for on today's edition of the Holiday and Cruise Clinic. I can't wipe the grin off my face at the thought of that. It sounds fab. And my thanks again to Lisa Donovan from Regent Seven Seas Cruises for telling us all about the wonderful, wonderful cruises that she's described to us today. Thanks to you as well for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Take care.